Junkies with more Junkies of Utah, coming at you today to talk about Chainsaw Confidential, the book by Gunnar Hansen. This book pretty much is his view on the making of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it flows really chronologically. He talks about the pre-production of the film, production and post-production up to release and reception by the mainstream media and the world itself. And it's really interesting. The book starts off with him talking about kind of his career and where his life was at the moment he was approached with this movie offer. And then we get into kind of a scene-by-scene thing that gets going on, like in the chapters. It's almost following the movie directly, you know. Like I think it's like chapter 2 or 3, we start talking about the first scenes of the movie. And it's almost like we're watching the movie, but he's talking about how every scene was made and how he perceived every scene being made. And it's got some interesting facts that I was never aware of, like Tobe Hooper never wanted him to be around the other actors. He always thought it was more frightening to keep the villain, you know, pushed away in the corner until needed. That way they didn't get this very conversive friendship and stuff going on with this person who's supposed to be this boogeyman. And a couple other interesting things he talks about is, this was one I never knew. There was actually a marijuana field in back of the old house that they were filming at. And there's a couple different other thoughts on this, and he puts them in there. Like, some people were like, no, there wasn't a marijuana field back there. The majority of them agree there was a marijuana field back there, but to what extent, you know, who knows? It's all up to interpretation. I thought that was funny, though. You're filming on a set, a rented set, and you got a marijuana field, and what happens when the old sheriff drives up and catches your asses? But so, and it keeps going and going throughout the movie, and when we get to the end of the movie, it talks about the release and post-production and how they were having a lot of trouble getting anybody in Hollywood to pick this up. And they actually went to this company that was more of a mob company that released the film. And that being done, they did a lot of like shady deals and everything. So a lot of the actors, including Gunnar Hansen, you know, the movie's making bundles and bundles of money, but they're not seeing any of it due to these deals made with the releasing companies, which was really interesting also. You know, you get being an actor in a famous movie and you think, oh, hey, you know, I'm going to make a lot of money. Sometimes it doesn't play out that way. He also talks about taking like a date to the movie. You know, he's the famous killer in this movie. He's going to take this date out, and that kind of backfired in his face. And then we get into kind of the release of the movie and what people thought of it back then and nowadays as well. And it's interesting to see some of the comments that people would write him in letters and just general conversation he would have with people. And a big thing was everyone's like, oh, that movie is so gory, it's so intense and crazy. And I agree with the intense and crazy part, but it's like he says, there wasn't really too much gore in this film. You know, it's kind of, we had such a low budget, we had to rely on just the intensity of the movie itself to bring you that fear and not just gore everywhere. And the movie literally doesn't have that much gore. And it has a lot of interesting facts that I don't want to spoil for you because I would like you guys to read it yourself. You can probably pick it up at your local library, Barnes & Noble, but if all else fails, go to Amazon and find it there. I'm sure you can find it there. You know, it was a really good read, a really fast read. It's about 230 some odd pages. You can probably get through it in about a day or two, depending on how fast you read. It took me about 2-3 weeks, but I was just so busy with stuff, I wasn't on top of it. But it definitely gave me a different insight to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and into low-budget filmmaking, and it's inspiring because it shows that these people made this horror film which they really didn't think was going to go anywhere. They thought, hey, we'll make a horror film, it'll get out there, get a little popular, but now look what it's become. I mean, it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So pick it up, Chainsaw Confidential by Gunnar Hansen. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm Marcus with Horror Junkies of Utah. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, like and share this on YouTube, and subscribe to our page. And on Facebook, get over there, leave us some comments, like our Facebook page as well. You know, we love the conversation and all that, and we'd like to see more of it. And if you have any recommendations on books to read, movies to see, go ahead and send them at us. We love that also. You guys have a great night. Marcus with Horror Junkies of Utah. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.